Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR My Driver Career Mode. I hope you all having a great day. Today we have a lot of action coming your way here, and it starts off with the subscribers series kicking back off. I actually unfortunately had to restart the season to get it to work correctly. Same roster, so if you're in the last time out, you're still in it today, but we basically had to restart the season. So it's 5 races kicking off with this very first one here at Concord Speedway, where we had RJ Dixon out in front, dominating here in these early portions of this race. As you see the rest of the field, you see we got actual paint schemes now. Some of them were made by my good friend of RJ, as he made custom schemes for himself in the 98, for Eddie Schieber in the 94, and MJ as well in that FedEx car here now. But there was no competition for RJ Dixon. Everybody has the same rating, so it's all down to just who gets the best of it when it comes to each track. And it was RJ Dixon out in this first race. He was just long gone from everybody, it felt like. I mean, obviously there wasn't a lot of ground between him and second place, but he would come through to win here in Concord for the first race of this new season that was set up here, as you see the rest of the field coming through to cross the line. RJ Bishop had a really rough race here, to say the least. He was actually like half a lap down. He was just coming through turn 3 out of turn 4 right now. I'm not sure why he was off the pace so much, but he crossed the line in dead last place, unfortunately. There, as you see the rest of the finishing order, there you see Frozen Toes there in the mid-teens. A bit of a rough finish for her as well. Now, as we jump through into some truck series racing, we've got 2 truck races coming your way here today, and after today there will only be 3 races left in the regular season. Then we make the push to the playoffs. In the next episode, I think we will have another Xfinity series start for JRM in the 8 car, so stay tuned for that. We're hoping to impress with the few races we have to get an Xfinity ride lined up with JRM or any other team really next season here, as in qualifying for the Truck Series. It was a really good one. We crossed the line and actually went on pole here in Kentucky. We've been qualifying really well in these last few episodes. We just haven't been able to put the races together. In the last episode, you remember we burned our tires right up, so the goal is to not burn the tires up too much here tonight in Kentucky and save those tires here as we would get ready to go off the grid here with the BWT colors on the truck here again. Once we get ready to go green though here alongside that number 29 of Joey Stone, a good qualifying effort for him now, as I get to go whenever I want at this point here. So I decided to go just a little bit before those green lights came on as we get underway here from Kentucky Speedway. Crafton and Creed on row number 2. Crafton still winless this season. Jonathan Ramos, IDK player, making his debut here tonight, and he's actually going to cause a crash in turn 1, and 3 trucks go up and over. Creed went into the catch fence. Nemechek went over. Jonathan Ramos in his debut went up on his side as Creed is in reverse and goes into the back bumper of Stuart Friesen. A huge crash here on just the first lap. First corner, caution obviously comes out, and here's a replay. Ramos just hooks the 4 of Nemechek into Creed, and Creed is on top of the wall. Nemechek with a huge hit as well, and on board with Ramos right here. He just straight up hooks the 4 of Nemechek, a just clear misjudgment and not the debut he was looking for here tonight in Kentucky. On board with Nemechek, nothing he could do, of course, and we're going to have another on board right here with Stuart Friesen. What a wild ride it is with Stuart Friesen. Here is the gyro camera as it goes down into turn 1. He has no idea what's coming head on into the catch fence. A massive accident right there. So on lap 1, a lot of chaos there as he goes absolutely crazy on that steering wheel here. As we would get ready though, after the mayhem got cleaned up, everybody was okay. We would lead the way back to the next restart now, and I have an opportunity to tell you how the race format is. 45 laps here tonight in Kentucky, 10 laps in stage 1, 10 laps in stage 2, 25 laps in stage 3 here. Now, I really wasn't anticipating winning this first and opening stage because I want to save my tires as much as I possibly can here. And Matt Crafton, he is actually going to drive by on my outside now. So Creed and Nemechek there in the pit lane, of course, repairing their cars, maybe done for the night. Surprisingly, Ramos, IDK player, who ended up on his left side there after turn 1, is still in this race with quite a bit of damage, obviously. So you can see him in the background there. He's in a Silverado currently. I forgot to put him in a Ford F-150, so I will be making that change here within the coming episodes. But you're actually going to see him in the roster for the rest of the season, and then he'll be full-time next season. But you can see I was getting my absolutely just doors blown off here through turns 1 and 2, and I was very confused because I was saving my tires, but I was not saving to a point where I should have been getting absolutely just manhandled by everybody here. So all of a sudden the confusion kicks in. I'm like, what is going on here? There's no damage currently done to this truck. So I was caught quite off guard, and we continued to fall down the order as the stage went on. And like I said, I'm saving my tires, but I wasn't saving them to an extreme extent. So it just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me why I was falling down so far. we clearly have good pace. We qualified on pole here for what, the second time, I think, this season, if I'm not mistaken here, as now Kligerman was right on my back bumper. We were at risk here in the closing moments of stage 1 of falling outside of the top 10. Travis Brown there, aka Moonhead, in the 0-1 truck just behind myself here as I was trying to pinch down Kligerman through the center of 3 and 4, but unfortunately he would eventually get past me. Now coming to the final lap in stage 1, already overall a calm stage after that huge accident here. Now as we're going to be 3 wide with Travis Brown at the start of the white flag in stage 1, down towards turns 1, he runs us out of room and actually puts us into the outside wall, so we do damage to the right side of the truck through turns 1 and 2 we come now, and now Cook goes by. The 18 of Chandler Smith, the 19 of Derek Krause, they all come through to pass us as Matt Crampton is cruising through 3 and 4 to a stage victory. Joey Stone with a very strong run so far here now, as he's going to need to probably win to get into the playoffs, but right now Matt Crampton comes through to win the first and opening stage over Stone. Matt O'Brien there in third. Cornelius and Ben Rhodes round up the top 5 as I cross the line all the way down in 15th place. Now what I should have done is come through into the pit lane and fix the damage we picked up, because we had a lot more damage on the right side of the truck than I had thought we had. So I didn't fix it. We would get ready to go green for the start of stage 2 all the way down to P15. So I knew we had quite a bit of work to do as Matt Crampton leads us back to the green flag, and not a great restart for myself whatsoever right there. Joey Stone on that front row. Cornelius has really stepped it up lately and appears to be a potential legitimate threat to be in the playoffs here in his rookie season as well. He would love to move up to the Xfinity Series next season, but for him to do that, he would probably have to win a race to really get on the radar, just like us. We won at Bristol, and that's the only track we've won at so far here now as we go up the inside of Austin Lane. So if you could get a view right there of the right side damage on this truck, there's quite a bit of damage, and obviously when I'm in the truck I can't look around, so I wasn't aware of the extent of damage that we had, and there was also some left front damage from that initial contact with Travis Brown. Now speaking of contact, Austin Wayne Self and Jay Cook come together there 3 wide down into turn 1. We get past that 22 truck. We were right on the back of that 16 of Austin Hill, and actually we would get a move on it through here on the exit of turn 4. I would be able to get to the inside of him, and we try to complete that pass as we try to desperately try and fight our way towards the top 10 here, but only 4 laps to go already in stage 2. Now stage 2 always quite short at these 1.5 miles. Now as we come through the center of 1 and 2, we are going to just about get clear of that 16. He tries to keep himself right on my right rear quarter panel now as we exit turn 2. A bit of a block right there, maybe too much of a block, as we get hooked by the 30 trunk in a huge accident right there. We get slammed by IDK player and Tate Fogelman, and that's the end of our night. We're out in Kentucky. A huge accident, a huge block gone wrong right there. I just made a misjudgment, and that killed our truck, and we were done for the night. An early exit here in Kentucky. This did not go anywhere near what we planned. We come into the pit lane, and we had 32 minutes of required repairs. The stage would end under caution, and then I would retire from the race, but unfortunately, it didn't show me the race results. So what I had to do was basically take the stage 2 results and as well count those as the race results. So Matt Crampton would be awarded the victory, so he is locked into the playoffs, his first win on the season, and I'll show you guys of course the updated points at the end of this episode. But now we have some Xfinity Series and Cup Series races to take care of here from the same weekend in Kentucky. Michael Cozy Jr. again had a run-in with the number 6 of Ryan Vargas on the opening lap. David showed us once again with a rough qualifying effort. He was in the mid part of the pack. So Cozy, 2 races in a row in the Xfinity Series, has had terrible starts on the first and opening lap. Showed us 2 races in a row, has had just poor qualifying efforts, but good speed and not quite enough time to work his way towards the front here. Now there was some contact there with the 10 and I believe the 5 car as well going down into turn 1, but it was the number 11 of Justin Haley. It was just untouchable here in Kentucky as he came through turn 3 and out of turns 4 down the front straightaway. He is going to come through to win the Xfinity Series here in Kentucky, as Shieldhouse and Cozy, the 2 content creators that we keep an eye on every Xfinity race, had very rough days for the second time in a row here. Cozy didn't come to the pit lane after that lap 1 incident. This time he did stay on track there, as you see the finishing results there. So Shieldhouse outside of the top 20, Cozy they're just a few spots behind him, so rough days for them. And then we come through into the Cup Series. William Byron, Kyle Larson started on the front row. In the next race, the Cup and Xfinity Series had an off weekend, so this is the only Cup and Xfinity action we have for this episode. William Byron was looking strong right off the bat. And you remember to the last episode in the Coca-Cola 600, we saw a crazy accident on the final lap. Kyle Larson actually got in the wall right there on the exit of turn 2, so he's already done damage to that right side of that Hendrick Motorsports car, as he would actually be trying to get into the pit lane on the exit of turn 4, nearly causes an incident doing that, and that really creates a huge pack of cars just stacked right up there, but somehow they would all get this sorted out and keep it clean. So nothing really crazy happened. Daniel Suarez there in that 99 Trackhouse car leading the pack. Hamlin actually, though, just got put in the outside wall by the number 17 of Chris Buescher. After that, though, everything calmed down, and it was William Byron coming through to win in Kentucky. Now, as these starts in these races, absolutely insane. It seems like that's really where the most chaos comes from, is the starts and the restarts from stages and other cautions, of course, here, as you see the rest of the field cross the line. So William Byron with the win here tonight in Kentucky. Rough days for Kyle Larson, as well as Denny Hamlin and Chris Buescher there, as you see those finishing results. But now, into the final race of the episode here at Rockingham. Yes, we are at Rockingham, a track that I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect. I know it's quite a steep learning curve to get this track down, and we come through into qualifying fresh off of Kentucky. I was determined to bounce back. After qualifying on pole in Kentucky, we didn't have the pace, and then, of course, we wrecked ourselves with a really bad block, and our qualifying effort actually ended up being very, very good. IDK player, aka Jonathan Ramos, was currently on pole position, but I would come through to change that. We would put ourselves on pole back to back here in Kentucky and in Rockingham there. It was pretty close there with the timing, but of course we ended up getting the best one as we would get ready to take the green flag, as you see the rest of that qualifying order right there. Not expecting as much chaos as we just had in Kentucky, but you never know. Those mile and a halves this season, you know, in real life, the mile and a halves usually are the worst types of races, but the mile and a halves on the iRacing AI are hands down the craziest races I've ever seen. So the shorter tracks usually are a lot more calm here now, as we would have a good start clear of Jonathan down the back straightaway down into turn 3 on this opening lap here. Stages in Rockingham, we have 10 extra laps total, so instead of 45 laps at like a mile and a half, we have 55 laps. Now the stages are a little bit different as well. Stage 1 is 12 laps, stage 2 is 12 laps, so stage 2 will come to a close at the end and completion of lap 24, and then we'll race it from there to the end of lap 55 to determine a winner. And once again, I knew I need to make sure I handle my tires, and if that means giving up the lead or giving up just a few positions in general, I have to do that. So I wasn't really going to force the issue to fight IDK player in that 07 truck, or the 99 of Ben Rhodes, who was just behind him here. And you're going to see IDK look to my inside down the front straightaway here with 10 laps to go in stage 1, and I just kind of move over to the right hand side and let him have it now. And I realized really quick though, I think the outside line is actually going to be the preferred lane here tonight, or today in Rockingham. So that was something I learned pretty quick there, as we let the 99 of Ben Rhodes go as well. We fall down to P3, and other than that, an extremely calm stage here for this first and opening one in Rockingham, as we come through towards the end of stage 1 to the final lap at this point. And it was Jonathan Ramos continuing to lead over that 99 of Ben Rhodes, and he's having a much cleaner debut than he had in Kentucky, where he sent the two top drivers of the season, both Sheldon Creed and John Hunter Nemechek, up and over on their roofs and into the catch fence and whatnot. But Ramos comes through 3 and out of turn 4, and he is going to actually cruise to a stage 1 victory. That doesn't matter. He's not even racing for points in the Truck Series, so even if he wins today, he will not be in the playoffs now, as it will matter the most next season, as everybody else in the top 10 would come through to cross the line. Caution out and no pit stops necessary here at the end of stage 1. So we would get ready to go green for the start of stage 2 from row number 2 on the inside, and P3 just behind that number 07 IDK player Silverado of Jonathan Ramos here. Now is it's going to be green flag racing, and it's time to get amped here in stage 2 from Rockingham. clear of Jonathan as we went down into turn 1 behind the leader of Ben Rhodes as he looks for his second win on the season. He dominated the Daytona road course earlier in the season, has yet to go to victory lane or even win a stage since that moment here. Now, as I'm even going to look up the inside of the 99, we did such a good job saving those tires in stage 1, and it's starting to show already, but we also got to remember that we don't abuse the tires too much in stage 2 to where we don't have anything left in stage 3 for those final 27, 28 laps, maybe 29 laps or so of racing. We have very tight quarters racing right there with that 99 truck down this back straightaway there for Thor Sports. So it was getting close here, and I really wanted to take the lead and try to get another playoff point right here as we come through the center of 3 and 4. Though once again, that outside really prevails, but I had a really good truck here today in Rockingham, so I was at least able to stand my ground on the inside line, and I sail it off into turn 1, and we clear the 99 of Ben Rhodes, and we don't look back. We come through to the very final lap of stage 2 through 3 and 4. Jonathan Ramos up into the second position as we exit turn 4 down the front straightaway. We're going to get a playoff point and win stage 2 as we cross the line there. So very, very strong way to start off this middle portion of Rockingham, leading us into this third and final stage. So I was a bit surprised that we were running so well in Rockingham, but we would get ready to now go green for the start of stage 3 as we would be once again the control truck. It's very nice to be the control truck. I certainly enjoy that much more than being in any other spot in the whole field as we get back underway for the start of the third and final stage. 1 win currently on the season. We've had speed to win 2, 3, maybe even 4 races in my opinion by now, but you know, variables happen and sometimes you're not prepared for them. So we've put NZXT in victory lane 1 so far at Bristol. I would love to put the BWT colors in victory lane as they're back on the truck here today in this episode from Kentucky as well as Rockingham. As you look through the rest of the field, Haley Deacon trying to move her way forward. She picked up her first win a few episodes ago in that battle with Michael Marutz in that number 48 truck. Marutz right now finds himself in the playoffs. So Zane Smith is someone I've been watching. There's a Secor Roper and the 04 truck in the pit lane, maybe some damage, but I've been watching. Zane Smith has had a very strong race here today in Rockingham, had a very strong race in Kentucky. He's picked up a lot of points, so could find himself in the playoffs here. Now, as you can see, I wasn't pushing too hard here in stage 3. We got passed by Ramos, and then around goes the outside of Enfinger, but now I get myself kind of caught in a bit of a predicament here where a bunch of trucks are trying to pass me on the outside. Here comes Cornelius to the outside, and I continue to try and hold my ground on the inside, and that would allow John Hunter Nemechek to join the party here, and then Cornelius goes to the outside of Enfinger, so now I'm stuck behind the 98 truck, and I see a hole open here between the 4 and the 00, but Jay Cook's going to close that door very quick. That nearly turned into an accident, and then I would finally, though, be able to jump up in behind that Taco Bell 00 Silverado, who's clearly starting to slice his way through the field here. But now we get to the outside of that 98, we would be able to pass him, and then Jay Cook leaves the inside, leaves the outside wide open by taking the inside, and I would get past him. I would get to the outside of the 4, and we're going to be able to pass John Hunter Nemechek as well. So when you're trying to pass somebody, you just move up a lane here in Rockingham, and you are going to haul the mail around them. And we would get to Davin Cornelius and pass him as well. Jay Cook following me through. He was able to get past the number 4 of John Hunter, and now he's going to try and follow me through around the outside of that 77 of Cornelius, who's been so strong lately here in our My Driver career mode. Jonathan Ramos continuing to lead the way, but I knew I saved my tires enough to where I could run him down. It's just a matter of not making sure I don't push too hard, but we were just reeling him in, and I was bringing that Taco Bell Silverado of Cook with me. Now, Jay Cook right now, right on that bubble of getting in the playoffs, so it's going to be a tough fight for him, and I wasn't going to race him clean or nice because we had our moment in Road Atlanta where he just completely called me out after our incident there, so we're going to be a little bit tougher on Jay Cook, to say the least, throughout the remainder of this season at least. Now, as Cook's going to look to the inside, but we look to the outside of that 07. We haul the mail right on past Jonathan and move up into the lead here with 14 laps to go, so now it was just hoping that it stays green because I saved enough tire. I would open up one really good gap on everybody. Cook, he got up into second place, but I opened up about a 2-second lead on him in just about 5 laps time, so I was just driving away at this point here in these closing moments in Rockingham. Not a track where I expected to come into and be able to put up such a strong performance, but we have proved that we belong in this title fight here in the Truck Series, and we're going to prove that right here in these closing laps. Now to 2 laps to go through turn 3 and out of turn 4. We had opened the gap to about 4 seconds. Now the tires are getting a little bit more worn at this point, but I still had a good chunk of life in them left remaining here as we go down into turn 1 on this final lap here in Rockingham. 1 win on the season, and it came at Bristol Motor Speedway when we raced against a NASCAR Cup Series champion of Chase Elliott, the defending champion at this point in the career mode. It starts obviously at the beginning of 2021, so Kyle Larson hasn't won a NASCAR championship in our My Driver universe here. As we exit turn 4, though, we are going to come through to win in Rockingham for the second win on the season there, as Jake Cook is going to come through just short with a second place finish there. And then you got IDK player in third place as you look at the rest of the grid coming through to cross the line here and now. So Crampton wins in Kentucky. We come through to win in Rockingham as we finally get to do another burnout. Hopefully we can do these a lot more often, but now that puts 3 drivers with multiple wins, with John Hunter Nemechek with 2, myself with 2, and Sheldon Creed with 2. We still have trucks on the track as I'm doing my burnout. Wasn't expecting that, but we're going to look at the finishing results there. As we scroll through, you can check those out. But what is most important here is 3 races remain already in our first regular season in the truck series. Next episode, we will be making an Xfinity start, hopefully with the truck race as well. But first, before we end it, here is the standings. So right now, Cornelius and Brown are tied for the last spot in the playoffs, but Brown right now on top. Cornelius, I think, is honestly going to win that battle right there. Michael Marutz and Zane Smith are the other 2 drivers in on points. And then you got Jake Cook down there at 292 points. He has got a little bit of work to do, but it's not going to take a whole lot. And if he can keep up putting up performances like he did in Rockingham, he's going to be in really good shape. Kentucky was a hurt race for him. That's really what put him down where he is. But other than that, that does it for us here today in this My Driver episode. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. And of course, thank you to the members. You'll be at the end of the episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.